What's up, YouTube family? This is Jerome with another video for you. This one is going to be simply entitled, I'm Not Gay No More. Yes, I'm going there. Unless you've been hiding under a rock, you've heard about Andrew Caldwell. If you don't know who Andrew Caldwell is, he's a young man from St. Louis, Missouri, and during last week's Kojic convocation, he made a proclamation saying that he was no longer gay. Just to kind of paraphrase what he said, he basically said that he wasn't gay no more. He didn't like men's no more. He liked women, 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 women. And the way he said it was amusing to some people, I guess. And he said in a feminine way. He was dressed kind of feminine, and he's basically been getting it. He's been getting blasted everywhere. There've been remixes and different little parodies talking about, his video, people making fun of it, and saying that he's not really delivered, saying it was all an act. It just basically made a mockery of the church. And this whole thing is disturbing. There's a few things that have disturbed me about this whole situation, and a few other things that kind of may have led up to the whole thing that happened. The first thing I'm going to discuss is, now this is something that I heard also happened at the convocation, and this almost disturbs me more than what has transpired regarding Mr. Caldwell. Apparently there was one of the ministers at the convocation had some insulting things to say about those practicing the homosexual lifestyle. And he said some nasty, dirty things. And to me, a man of God should not be saying those type of things. I don't care what kind of sin that person is in. There's some things you just shouldn't say. And if you're really, truly trying to bring these people to Christ, which is what you're supposed to be doing, having them live a holy life, saying the things that you said is not going to get them there. It's going to drive them in the opposite direction. It's going to make them hate the church and not want to go back to God, or more yet, start their own church that has their own belief system, believing that what they feel about their lifestyle is okay with God. So, I mean, either way, God's not pleased. And on Judgment Day, he's not only going to judge that homosexual, he's going to judge you for driving that homosexual away from the church and away from Christ because of your tactics to try to convict them. That's not how you convict someone to change their life. I look at it this way. Do you treat someone who is cheating on their spouse the same way that you would treat these homosexuals? Would you treat a liar, a gossiper, a drug addict, a prostitute, would you treat these people the same way that you treated these homosexuals, saying that they're going to hell, and describing the things that they do, what should happen to them? I mean, how would you like it, pastor, bishop, if someone called you up on your sin? If someone said that, oh, you're going to hell for some of your stuff, how would you react? How would you respond? Would you be happy? Do you think that would drive you closer to God? We don't need all this fire and brimstone that you're spewing. Now, on the flip side, you don't want to, not say anything about it, but that's not the way to go at it. We're supposed to tell the truth in love. What would Jesus do? Jesus would not do those things. What did he do with the woman who committed adultery? The woman who was caught in the act of adultery, when all these people were trying to stone her. he he told her to go and not to sin anymore. And what about the one who danced for him and washed her feet with her hair because of his grace and mercy? I mean, she wouldn't have done that if Jesus treated her like dirt. We seem to have a problem with showing grace and mercy to certain people. We show them this. We expect grace and mercy, but we don't want to give in return. But that's a subject for another day. But my point on that part is, stop trying to call people out and then treat them like dirt. Don't do it. I mean, just don't do it. That was very insulting, very revolting, and that's where Christians get the label of being homophobes and hating gay people, whatnot. I mean, just disgusting. But back to the original topic at hand, the situation with Mr. Caldwell. The other thing that disturbs me is that all these little videos and laughing and teasing and insulting, the people doing it are Christians, or at least they say they're Christians. They're the ones with these videos of him up there, LOL, LMFAO, LMBO, whatever you want to call it. And, you're dead and you flatline and all this stuff about this young man professing that he wants to come out in lifestyle. And let me tell you, going to the altar and saying that you're free, that you're gay no more, is just step one. In most cases, not in all cases, but in most cases, it doesn't just disappear like that. It's a process. And he needs to be guided through the process. And that's not going to happen when everybody's saying that he's lying, everybody's laughing and making fun of him. And, then you bring out the fact that he's suspected in some type of fraud. I think it's either tax fraud, insurance fraud, some type of fraud. And my thing is, even if that is true about the insurance fraud, the tax fraud, whatever it is, does that negate the fact that he wants to be delivered, that he may be delivered? What is wrong with us as Christians? Why are we making fun of people when they say they want to come out? It's happened to me. Now, fortunately, the difference between me and what's happened with Andrew is when I made that profession and I put on YouTube a few years ago. I got, people saying I'm still gay, they didn't believe me, whatever. I'm grounded enough in the word to ignore that foolishness that tells, that people are telling me that I'm not delivered when I know I am. I know I'm a changed man. I know I'm a follower of Christ now. I'm not following my fleshly desires. I can deal with that. This young man is like 19, 20, 21 years old. He's not as strong. I can tell just by looking at him. He needs guidance. He doesn't need people telling him he's lying and that he's gay, he's still gay and all this other stuff. He needs guidance to walk in holiness. He needs these men who are making fun of him and calling him a laughingstock and ridiculing him. They need to be the ones coming up to him and giving him encouragement, showing him how to be a man of God, a man of integrity. He may not have had that growing up. This man was molested. He dealt with a lot of things. He needs real love and affection from a man that doesn't involve that man kissing or having sex with him. He needs real love from real men and not men making fun of him, or women for that matter, and not men saying that he's not really delivered, trying to expose him, saying that he's a laughingstock, trying to do everything to bring him down. Why are we always bringing people down? And I've done it before. I can't sit here and lie. I've done it before. Just for example, everybody knows Frankie from Keisha Cole's show. Of course, that's Keisha Cole's mother. And at one point she was saying that she was, that she didn't want to be on drugs anymore. She wanted to be delivered. And yeah, I was one of the ones who made fun of her. Ha 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 ha. Yeah, you're gonna be back on the wagon, off the wagon, blah 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 blah, and making fun of her. That's why do we do stuff like that instead of trying to pick them up and help them stay out of alcoholism, drug abuse, homosexuality, whatever the case may be. Instead, we're just like, no, you ain't finna get out of that. No, you once you a drug addict, you always a drug addict. Once you gay, you always gay. Man, in about another few weeks, you're gonna be back on the bottle. You're gonna be back strung out on drugs. You're gonna be back at the gay club, wherever. You're gonna be back in some man's bed. What's wrong with us as Christians? And this is not the non-believers, the atheists who are doing this. This is the Christians who are doing this. What's wrong with us as a body of Christ? We need to stop this. We need to be able to encourage each other. If that brother says he's not gay anymore, we need to walk with him to make sure that he stays on that walk of holiness. I didn't say walk of heterosexuality. I said walk of holiness, because there's some heterosexual hoes out there who are going to get that same judgment from God that the homosexuals are. So our goal is not to, like women's. Our goal should be to love Christ enough to let go of those things that are not like Christ. So let's stop ridiculing this young man. Mr. Caldwell, Andrew, my brother. I sent you a message a few days ago encouraging you. And thank you for accepting my request on Facebook, my friend request. Brother, if you happen to stumble upon this video, I want to encourage you. I want you to continue to walk in holiness. I want you to do your best, Lord. Just do your best, brother, to walk in holiness, to not let people label and define you because of your mannerisms, because of your attire, because of your past. Walk in your freedom. And I encourage anyone who's at his church or who may know him to encourage him to do that. Love him. Pray for him. Encourage him so he can truly be gay no more. That's pretty much all I have to say. Let's stop being Christians who put people down, and let's start lifting people up. I thank God for the people in my church, because when I told them about my situation, my desire to come out of that lifestyle, they could have talked about me behind my back. They could have laughed at me, said that, man, please, you ain't changed. You the same person you were before. But no, they encouraged me. They built me up. The men showed me how to be a man, even if they didn't realize they did. They did. They showed me how to walk in holiness as a man of God. They showed me things that I was never taught because I didn't have a father or a big brother to show me, or a mentor to show me. So thank you, brothers of New Direction. But let's try to encourage each other instead of putting each other down. And that's all I have. God bless, and until next time.